All right, so the notes today start right where the notes from yesterday left off. So you should be looking at section 3.4. The first 5 graphs are done. We're picking up with graph 6. Everyone know where we're at? Great. Okay, we are plugging in 0, 1, and 2 for the x's. Do you have to use 0, 1, and 2? No. I just do because they're the easiest numbers in the whole world to plug in. If you want to use big, giant numbers and make it hard on yourself, that's fine. But remember, they have to fit on this graph. So pick something between -10 and 10. But these are the easiest. Why would you make it hard? Okay? What am I actually doing with those 3 numbers? Multiplying them by -2. Yeah, I'm taking the x out. I'm putting these numbers in. That's going to give me my y's. So I'm going to do y equals -2 times 0. Then I'm going to do y equals -2 times 1. Then I'm going to do y equals -2 times 2. Those will give me these 3 y values. All right, so what is -2 times 0? 0. What is -2 times 1? -2 times 1, everybody, right here. -2, thank you. What is -2 times 2? -4. Now, there is a very smart observation from the young man over on your left side. He said that there's usually a pattern if you're doing it right. That is absolutely true. The pattern is usually with the y's. It's usually pretty easy to pick up on. It usually has something to do with this number in the front. But yes, there should be a pattern that you can observe with your y's if you're doing it right. If you're not doing it right, obviously there won't be a pattern. Any questions on how I got those 3 numbers? The 0, the -2, the -4? Yes, questions? I plugged these numbers, the 0, 1, and the 2, in for the x. So I took the x out, I plugged a 0 in, I took the x out, then I plugged a 1 in, I took the x out again, and I plugged a 2 in. And then I just did the math. Those gave me my y's. Now I'm going to graph these ordered pairs. How do you graph the ordered pair 0, 0? Right in the middle. Don't do anything. Then I'm going to graph 1, -2. So the 1 tells me I'm going right 1. The -2 tells me I'm going down 2. Then I'm going to graph 2, -4. The 2 tells me to go right. The -4 tells me to go down. Once you have 3 points, if they form a line, connect them. If they don't form a line, start over. Put arrows on the end, because remember, this goes on and on and on forever. Let's say you were trying to be fancy and you plugged a 4 in. Your point should still lie on this line somewhere. You're just doing more math than we did. Okay, so make sure you put the arrows on the end, because you have solutions that would work way down here and solutions that would work way up here. It goes on and on and on forever. What are your questions on example 6? Okay, let's keep it moving. Example 7. All right, we have a y equals. Remember, you should always make sure y is by itself. Sometimes it's not. In this class, it usually is. In this case, it is. When y is by itself, that means you're ready to go. So we are ready to make our chart. What am I going to put for my x's? The easy numbers. 0, 1, 2. How do you find the y's? Do we have any multiplication here?
No.
Technically you're multiplying by a 1, but I mean that's just kind of wasting your time. Don't worry about that. What am I actually doing to the numbers? subtracting the 7. So I need to do 0 minus 7. I need to do 1 minus 7. I need to do 2 minus 7. That's how I'm going to get my 3y values. What is 0 minus 7? Negative 7. What is 1 minus 7? What is 2 minus 7? Negative 5 again. See? Pattern? Alright, now you graph these three. So 0, negative 7, that's side to side 0 and down 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, negative 6, so right 1, down 6. 2, negative 5 means right 2, down 5. If you have a line, great. If you don't, start over. I have a line. Connect them. Remember, use something straight, like the side of your ID. Don't give me sloppy work. I can't stand that. Put your arrows on the end and you're good to go. What are your questions? Questions? Anyone need more time? Can't tell if you're doodling or note-taking. All right, here's number 8. It's gonna be a tricky one. Before we even make a chart, what's going on with that x? I see something I don't like.
It's a negative.
It's a negative. It's a negative what? 1. This is actually like y equals negative 1 times x plus 9. That's how I'm going to think about it. Alright, here's my xy. What am I plugging in for x? 0, 1, and 2. So I have y equals negative 1 times 0 plus 9. Y equals negative 1 times 1 plus 9. And y equals negative 1 times 2 plus 9. All you're doing is taking the y out, putting the 0 in. Starting all over, taking... No, did I say y? You know what I meant. You're taking the x out. You're taking the x out, you're putting a 0 in. Starting again, you're taking the x out again, putting a 1 in. You're taking the x out again, putting a 2 in. Okay? And then you do that math. That'll give you this y, and this y. So what is negative 1 times 0? And what's 0 plus 9? 9. What is negative 1 times 1? Negative 1. What's negative 1 plus 9? Come on. Negative 1 plus 9. Very good. I didn't hear. And what is negative 1 times 2? You're a step ahead of me. This is a negative 2 plus a 9 is a 7. You're right. Did you notice the pattern? See? Very good. I'm okay with that. All right. 0, 9. So side to side 0 up 9. These graphs go to 10, so 9 is just 1 less than that. 1, 8. So right 1 up 8. 2, 7, so right 2 up 7. Connect. Arrows. Raise your hand if you have questions. Okay, number 9. Second to last problem of the day. Getting excited. We have x and y. What are my x's? 0, 1, and 2. We got to do some math to find the y's. I'm going to start with my equation. I'm going to take the x out and put a 0 in. Then I'm going to take the x out and put a 1 in. Then I'm going to take the x out and put a 2 in. What's 2 times 0? Plus 1? 1. What is 2 times 1? Plus 1? 2 plus 1? 2 plus 1? Oh my, 3. Thank you. What is 2 times 2? What's 4 plus 1? 5. Colin, what are these going up by each time? What's the number in front of the x? Wow. This is called foreshadowing. This is what we're going to do next week, actually. We're going to graph using just this number and this number. But don't get ahead of yourselves. Let's get back to this. Are you ready to graph? Okay, 0, 1. So left and right 0, up 1. 1, 3. Right 1, up 3. 2, 5. Right 2, up 5. They're forming a line, so I'm feeling pretty good about myself right now. Connect them. Arrows on the end. What are your questions? Okay, last one of the day. If you did this right, you should be on the last graph of your notes. If you ran out of graphs, you did one problem twice. If you have too many, you skipped one, so get it from a buddy. Alright, y is by itself, so I'm ready to go. 0, 1, 2. Taking x out, I'm plugging those 3 numbers in. So y equals 0 minus 4. Y equals 1 minus 4. And y equals 2 minus 4. What is 0 minus 4? Negative 4. What is 1 minus 4? What is 2 minus 4? Very good. To graph 0, negative 4, I go left to right 0, I go down 1, 2, 3, 4. To graph 1, negative 3, I go right 1 and down 3. To graph 2, negative 3, I go right 2, down 2. Connect these. Arrows on the end. Raise your hand if you have a question. So, this is from the 3.4 worksheet. You had all last night to do it. We're going to look at the problems you were stuck on, and then you're going to have the rest of class and tonight to fix the rest of them, check over them, put them in that website I showed you, make sure they're right. You have all night to finish this assignment. You're not getting a new assignment today, okay? So, for number 3, I need an XY chart. My X's, I'm going to go with old reliable, 0, 1, and 2. Remember, it's like having a negative 1 right here. So I'm going to do y equals negative 1 times 0. Then, then y equals negative 1 times 1. Then y equals negative 1 times 2. Those are going to be my 3 y values. What is 0 times negative 1? 0, good. What is 1 times negative 1? What is negative 1 times 2? Good. And then those are the 3 you're going to graph. So 0, 0, 1, negative 1, 2, negative 2. That's forming a straight line, so I'm feeling pretty good. Connect it and put your arrows on the end. Any lingering questions on number 3? Number 3 in particular. Oh, okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Wolf, did you have another question? Which one? Number 4. So he stayed up all night working on number 4 and just couldn't figure it out. Okay, so number 4. What did you make your X's when you did this last night? 0, 1, and 2. Okay, I like it. To find the Y's, I'm going to take the X out and put a 0 in. Then I'm going to take the X out and put a 1 in. Then I'm going to take the X out and put a 2 in. Right here, what is 2 times 0? And what's 0 minus 4? Negative 4. Beautiful. What is 2 times 1? And what is 2 minus 4? Negative 2. Great. What is 2 times 2? And 4, take 4 away, is 0. Now I'm going to graph those. So left and right, 0, down 4. Right 1, down 2. And right 2, up and down 0. Connect them. Arrows on the end. So we did number 1 together yesterday. We did 3 and 4 today. That's almost half the homework, okay? So I'm not going to do any more because that'll put us over half. The rest of it is on you. But I will be here to answer questions for the next 19 minutes.